Yeah, buddy. What's up, everybody? What is up? Turn this off. Welcome to Heal.Thy.Man.Chronicles Live. This is your boy Paul, author of Heal Thy Man Method, facilitator, mental rewirer for men's well-being guide. This piece, look, I had to post up about this topic. It was too important because it's something that has been a thread in my life for a very long time. And some people say it's because of my sign. Like I've heard that a long time when I was in my 20s and stuff and 30s. And a lot of it was just fear, trauma, a lot of different things that brought on the sense of perfectionism. So perfectionism has been running the show for me for a long time. And sometimes this perfectionism shows up as a loud voice, and sometimes it's subtle. And have you ever had some of those voices in your head that say you messed up, that wasn't good enough, or the ones that just make you feel sad or make you feel like crap, or make you feel stuck or seem like you're stuck? So this live is about shifting from perfectionism to mastery. And that's a shift that I'm finding has freed me from judgment, and it brings me into a growth that it's very special. So let me just share how this all came about, right? So I've talked to you a couple times about the check-ins I do with my guy John, and one of the things that we were talking and we speak about like this thing called a PEMS check-in. So it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Now I'm talking to John and I'm hearing in what he's saying some things about perfect, and what came to mind was just like, hey, what's this perfectionism? Because at that time when we were in this conversation, I was in my own bout of perfectionism with this video that I thought to myself I messed up on. So I was like, man, I was beating myself up thinking like, man, you messed up the recording and like you need to get your shit together, and all this stuff was going on in my head. So when John was talking about being perfect, that came up for me, and we started talking about this concept of perfectionism and starting to shift this to mastery. Now, there's a difference between perfectionism and mastery. So perfectionism is usually driven by failure or judgment. For me, it was all of that, and it was even like not being enough. So the thing that happened for me is that I started focusing on the outcome, like it's supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way. And then when I came to find out that I was straying away from what the actual process of doing the thing. So a lot of times this, well, for me anyway, again, this was rooted in shame. And I started having this need or want to control everything, right? And this, what happened in this was I became paralyzed. So I would have something in my head, and I would have this idea like, okay, it's supposed to work this way. And if I failed to think it was going to end up that way, I just wouldn't do it. So I'd be paralyzed. And I would have these voices, and I did a post about this, a reel. I'd have these voices like, you're a F up, man. You fucked up, man. You dumb mother hoo-ha, you piece of crap. I don't even know why you tried. You did this wrong. You did this, blah. So that's that voice of perfectionism. That's perfectionism. However, mastery, now, this is a whole different shebang bang, because mastery is rooted in curiosity, is patience, consistency. And then it also helps you focus on the progress and growth. And cats that know me know I'm always saying, get your reps in. Get your reps in. And mastery is never about getting it right. It's just a desire to really get better. So some of the things that you'd hear with the mastery voice are like, it's encouraging, it's grounded. Like, let's get at it. Let's do this. Let's go for this again. Let's give it another go. So now you understand that there's the distinction or the differences between the two. So now let's start to focus on what's the impact of perfectionism. So what it can create is a creative paralysis. Like, for example, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. And this brings on a chronic self-doubt, because now if it's perfect, I got to have a certain standard. And this is another thing that perfectionism brings on. It brings on an imposter syndrome. And it's wild, because in that place of thinking like, oh man, I'm an imposter, let's see, like, I feel like I'm not the person they think I am. The thing is, I'm thinking that, right? Like, if I say this to myself, I'm thinking that somebody else sees me in a much higher position. But the thing is, because I'm always thinking I got to be perfect, now all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, what am I, like, I don't get it. Like, of course I'm not going to see myself the way they see me, because I see myself as some ideal perfect thing that doesn't even make sense. What's up, people joining on Instagram? So the things when I have been in that space, relationships suffer, because that perfectionism energy will push a mother hoo-ha away. Believe me when I tell you. And it kept me emotionally guarded. So here's a reflection that you could think of, right? In the chat, like, cats here, wherever you're tuning in from, YouTube, like, share, subscribe, Instagram, bless up, Facebook, bless up. Share how perfectionism has shown up in either your work, your relationships, creative process, or even leadership. And what I realize is that, rather than, especially for me, man, thinking about the perfectionism versus mastery, I recognize that when I'm chasing perfection, like, I'm not going towards excellence. I'm actually running from failure. There's a difference there. There's a different kind of energy there that jams some things up. So listen, here, let's get to it, because you know how I do, man. I'm going to lay out the scenario, stuff that comes up for me. Then I'm going to talk to some ways that you master this, that you start to reframe. Like, listen, I'm fully stepping into being a mental rewirer, because I think that's what a lot of people need. And this is, and get to have. So this is how we're going to start this off. It's about the reframe, okay? It's about the reframe. So what are 5 steps towards mastery? Let's get it. First one we got, get your reps in. Get your reps in. Show up consistently. Like, listen, I'm showing up every Sunday. The times I work on the consistency for time, I'm showing up every Sunday for 9 weeks straight, baby. Look. Bless up. More than Black and White Health podcast. We're coming up on episode 92. Every week we putting something in. Mastery is built over time, not in one perfect moment. Okay? Please remember this. Mastery is built over time, not in one perfect moment. Numero dos. Detach from the outcome. Let it go. Focus on growth, not applause or validation. Ask, in your situations, ask, what did you learn? Or not, did I get it right? Remember, and this is the thing, like, we get conditioned for this, because we go in a school system, we have to pass a test. There's certain answers. It's free of it being, hey, what are the things that I'm learning, applying? It's like, hey, did I get this answer right, or did I get this answer wrong? So we're conditioned from this. So this right here, I'm telling you right now, even though it's number 2, sometimes this can be one of the most difficult things when you're battling perfectionism. Now, numero 3, all right? Talk to yourself like a student, not a slave. Talk to yourself like a student, not a slave, okay? Replace that harsh internal voice with something encouraging. Listen, I'm probably one of the kings of negative talking, chopping it up and speaking poorly about self. Okay? This right here is a game changer, because a student, that way I was talking to myself was, I was beating myself up like a slave. When I started to look at like a student, like, okay, dang. Okay, that's away from the outcome. Okay, what can I learn here? Things shifted for me completely, and I got out of the paralysis. Number 4, celebrate progress, not perfection. This is a thing that's very interesting, right? Because what I come across when I'm working with men in the mentorships and even in circles, men are resistant to celebrate the small wins. I like to call that the progress. If we started here and all of a sudden we're here, hey, that's progress, man. Look what you did. If I start to help someone break a pattern, guess what? Yo, you did it. That's progress. Most people are like, well, I didn't get to the goal. Well, it's a journey, man. It's a journey. And that's the thing. That's where mastery comes in over perfectionism. We want to make sure that we're starting to look at the progress, because again, it's free of the outcome. It's more about the process. All right. Now, last one, grounded in purpose. Woo! Mastery is tied to a mission. So and I was listening to this book called The Alter Ego, right? The Alter Ego Effect. And I fail to remember the name of the author right now, but he talked about this. I think it was the owner of Toyota, the creator of Toyota. He had something called the 5 whys. So you say, okay, I want to do this. Why is that? You want to do this. Why is that? You want to do this. Why is that? You want to do this. Why is that? And then eventually it'll take up to 5 whys to get to the root of the reason you're doing something. Like, I don't know if people really understand how important it is to be on mission. Especially, I don't know if men, actually speaking for men, I don't know if we understand how important it is to be on mission. This fuels your patience to know, like, a mission is a journey. It's not some spark thing. So you gotta be on a journey to get to accomplish a mission, long-term success. So listen, here's where we're going with this, right? Take a second and think, where in your life are you holding yourself hostage to perfection? Okay? And then once you identify that, check in with what could shift if you focused on mastery instead. What could shift for you? I don't know. And here's a closing thought, okay? Because I like the final thoughts. I like those things. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to be present with the process, okay? And actually, I'm rewriting this because I don't like the word just, okay? And I don't like the word need. So I'm going to I don't know what I was thinking in the editing. So yeah, here it is. So you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You get to be present with your purpose, okay? Bless up to you. And check in. Hey, what's one area of your life where you're choosing mastery over perfection, starting today? All right. What's that space? What is it for you? All right. So listen, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Love to hear about your feedback on this. And listen, if you have somebody in your life that you know is a perfectionist and you see it really hurting them in their life and paralyzing them, send them this video. I think they're going to get something powerful from this. Especially those 5 ways to rewire perfectionism into mastery. So bless up to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sure do appreciate you. Let's fade out with the music. And if you have yet to get the book, get the book. Get the book. Listen, you know what? It's out on Amazon. You can get it over here on